Shalom, this is your girl Sophia, the Meru Khan Mariam, and in this video, I'm going to talk really quickly about Jacob, Rachel, and Leah. This is some information that it really needs to be understood because, as I have suggested in the past, you really should put yourself in the stories of the Bible in order for them to make sense. And since the sisters and I were able to come up with this explanation, things have started to make more sense in a lot of stuff that you see in the outside world here. So the first part of this is you need to understand who Jacob was. Okay. His father was Isaac. And can nobody tell me, based on the account from the book of Jasher, that Isaac was not autistic? And why do I say that? I'm going to try not to make this video too long, but I want to get to the point. But if you look at it, Abraham sacrificed him. He was almost 40. Like, what 40-year-old is arguing with, now his brother, Ishmael, right, was what, like 13 years older than him. So who is arguing with somebody, and y'all are both old men, right? Who is arguing with somebody about being sacrificed? Like, not at 40 years old. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then when Isaac got with Rebecca, Rebecca was only, 12 or 13? She was domineering over him. Literally domineering over him. That's from the book of Jasher. So anyway, I think that Isaac had autism. And Rebecca, now this is Jacob's mother, is Rebecca. So you have to understand, Leah and Rachel were related to Sarah. They were on Sarah's side. Okay. So these were not ugly women. So I know it says in the Bible that Leah was teary-eyed. That does not mean ugly. That does not mean ugly. Leah was not ugly, okay? She was tender-hearted. That's what teary-eyed means. It means tender-hearted. She was kind. And the reason why she wanted to be with Jacob, because Jacob was also kind-hearted, like his father, okay? Leah was more like Jacob. And Rachel was more like Rebecca. Now, I just told you Rebecca was domineering. She was ordering Isaac around. So that is why Jacob loved Rachel, because Rachel was like his mama. Now, what man do you know that doesn't want a woman that's like his mama? All of them. They want women like their mothers. And Rachel was more like Rebecca. Leah was more like his father, more like him. And so what happened was, they found out that Jacob was coming, right? And some of this is in the Talmud. They found out that Jacob was coming. Leah said, okay, well, they were going to try and marry Leah, because she was the oldest, to Esau. And Leah asked, what is Esau like? And Esau is a mess, man. Who want to be dealing with a raggedy... Esau is a mess, okay? We know Esau was a mess, right? So Leah cried her eyes out, and she told her daddy, please, let me marry Esau. I don't want to marry him. What is the brother like? Was Jacob like? Kind-hearted, tender-hearted, like herself. So she said to her daddy, please, marry me to Jacob. I can't be with Esau. He's not. And her being kind-hearted, Laban showed her some, respect. He respected his daughter's opinion and said, okay, well, I guess we'll just be Chicken Jacob. Why? He wanted her to marry into the bloodline, number one. Number two, he didn't want to destroy his daughter's beautiful, tender heart. And so he, being the father that he was like, look, I'm going to make you, we'll just do it. We'll just ship Jacob. And so Jacob, who should have been happy to have Leah because they were similar, They were alike. But what he was too focused on Rachel, who was more like his mama. Domineering. And so when he saw that he was with Leah, he was pissed. And as a result of that, the Most High opened her womb first. Not only did he open her womb first, Judah came through Leah's line, not through Rachel's line. Now, Rachel's line, we're talking about Joseph, is the one who saved the family, right? But Judah is the one who was like his mother, tender-hearted, like his father, tender-hearted. And because they were tender-hearted, that is what opened up the portal for Yeshua to come through. It wasn't because there was something wrong with Rachel. I'm not saying there's something wrong. I just said she was domineering. But you could not have a tender-hearted soul come through the line of Jacob and Rachel. It wouldn't have worked out. You needed a tender-hearted line to come through. And so that is why Yeshua came through the line of Judah. Now you think, well, what is this? How does this relate to my life? A lot of us, we're looking for the Savior to come through someone else's line because we don't see the tenderheartedness in ourselves. See, part of the problem is our people, we are tenderhearted. And we look at that. Someone has told us that is a drawback, a setback. But Yeshua came through the line of the tenderhearted ones. And so we as Black Americans, whatever, we are tenderhearted people. The Savior is going to come through our line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Look at Leah's first 3 sons, and they were all disqualified. Okay? Now, I do talk about the Levites a lot. I have no problem with that. But the Levites were disqualified. Simeon was disqualified. And Reuben was disqualified. Why is that? Well, they broke the rules. They were way too aggressive. And we'll talk about Dinah in relation to this at another time. But I just wanted to point that out because a lot of us think that we are somehow insufficient to bear the line, or I've heard a lot of people say, which bothers me, that, some other country has to be freed before our country is freed. I don't think so. Because the Savior did not come through the Levites or the Simeonites or the Reubenites. The Savior came from the Judites. And we are of that lineage. And you can tell who you're dealing with because we are kind-hearted people. So because we are kind-hearted, let the Savior come through your line. Don't worry about the fact that, everyone is saying something else and feeling something else. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Most High is going to choose whoever he wants to choose. And in the case of Leah and Rachel and Jacob, he chose Leah as the woman that he came from. He did not choose Rachel. And not that Rachel's children weren't important, because they were vastly important in the story. But, they weren't the only ones. There was a lot of important stories where people played a role. So I just wanted to clear that up. Of course, you can go and research this yourself. The book of Jasher, the Talmud, look it up. So we got to stop bashing our ancient grandmother, Leah. She was not ugly. She was kind-hearted. And from her line came Yeshua, our brother. So shalom, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.